สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. So green papaya salad or som tam is one of my most popular recipes on my website. But that recipe is actually what we call som tam Thai or Thai style papaya salad. And it just occurred to me recently that I have never shown you the other really popular style called Som Tum Lao or Lao style papaya salad, and it needs to be shared. Now, if you are a fan of deeply umami flavor and even a little bit of funkiness, Som Tum Lao is the one for you. All right, let's first deal with our main ingredient, the green papaya. So green papaya is not a type of papaya, but an unripe version of the orange papaya. But for this salad, you want to get a bigger one like this, which is what we use in Southeast Asia, and not one of those small Hawaiian ones, okay? Now, the only hard part of this whole recipe is getting the papaya into juliennes. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can do it: the traditional way, the quick and easy way, and the slow and steady way. Before we julienne, we have to peel the papaya and make sure all the dark green is peeled off because the skin is bitter. And by the way, you can peel and julienne the papaya in advance, and I'll include all the advanced prep tips in the written recipe. To julienne, first the traditional method. Hold the papaya securely, and because it's slippery, I like to use a towel. Then use a chef's knife to chop the papaya to create vertical incisions all over the surface. You want a lot of incisions, more than you think you'll need, otherwise each julienne will be too thick. Then shave off a thin layer, which will give you beautiful, rustic, uneven sticks. And then you just repeat the chop after shaving off the first layer. This is a bit trickier than it looks because you want to get the cuts deep enough, but you want to be safe. You don't want to just whack it super hard. Sharpness and weight of your knife also make a difference, so go easy at first, and it may take a few tries to figure out the right amount of force. And look how pretty! This is the iconic look of a traditional som tam. Next is the quick and easy way, and that is to use the Thai julienne peeler. You can buy this at many Asian grocery stores, even online. It is not expensive at all. And then you just peel the papaya like you would a normal peeler, and you get beautiful long shreds with relatively little effort. This is how I usually do it at home because it is the most convenient. One note, the first layer you peel off is going to be stuck together into a sheet like this. Not to worry, you can just gather them all up at the end and just chop. Or just leave it in there if you don't care enough. Finally, if you're too scared to do the chop and you don't have the peeler, you can also just hand slice the papaya into thin pieces and chop it into sticks, old school. It's slower, but it's fine. Just make sure not to make the juliennes too thick. And those are the 3 methods. They look slightly different, but will all work just fine. I'm also going to julienne a carrot just to add a handful of it to our papaya for a pop of color. This is super popular in Thailand now because it really makes the dish look prettier and it leaves the flavor relatively untouched. Now we are ready to make our som tam lao, but first I want to clarify that I'm about to make a Lao-style papaya salad as it is made in Thailand and not a Lao papaya salad as it's made in Laos because the two are not necessarily the same things, okay? All right, so the technique is in the name. Som tam. Som means sour and tam means to pound, and the pounding action happens in this large clay mortar with a wooden pestle. Now this is actually a small one that can only make a 2-serving batch. They do come much bigger than this, but if you don't have this or you need to make a larger batch than what it will fit, don't worry, stick around. I will show you what to do later on. All right, first I'm going to add, what the heck is in here? First, I'm going to add to my mortar some garlic and some chilies. Now I'm going to add both fresh and dry Thai chilies. You can do one, you can do the other. It doesn't matter. The 2 don't taste exactly the same, but it'll be good either way. Okay, and now we're going to get this down into a paste. Okay, it doesn't have to be completely annihilated, but what you don't want is a large chunk of garlic that's going to be unpleasant to eat, or a large chunk of chilies that's also going to be unpleasant to eat. Okay, So that looks about right to me. Now, the second thing that I'm going to go in with is chopped palm sugar, finely chopped palm sugar. And the reason we want to add it now is the moisture from the chilies and the garlic is going to help dissolve it. In Thailand, they use the kind of palm sugar that's a soft paste that dissolves really quickly, which if you're using that or you're using like a palm sugar syrup, which some people make, then you can add it anytime. But because most people here are going to have solid palm sugar that you will chop, then you will need to add it first. So after a few pounds, it should turn into a paste that will dissolve relatively quickly. Like that. Okay. And now I'm going to add some long beans, and we want to smash the long beans so they're broken. Just a few pounds, just so they crack. And the reason is long beans are very waxy. If you don't break them apart, they will not absorb much flavor from the dressing, and then it'll just taste like bland beans, you know, and the outside is the only flavor. So you want to break them open so they're flavorful throughout. There you go. That's it. Long beans are optional. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. If you want to use green beans instead, blanch them first because green beans cannot be eaten raw. Now, tomatoes. Super important in a som tam. It adds juiciness, umami, good flavor. You can use big tomatoes sliced, or you can use small cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes halved. It doesn't matter. And then you want to just give it a bruise, and the tomato juices will come out and become part of the dressing, and that's what makes it good. Now, a spoon comes in at this point, and you want to scrape the sugar from the bottom so that it comes up and mixes with the tomatoes. You don't want this to turn into tomato sauce, but you want the juices to come out. There. That's what you're looking for. Now the seasoning, most importantly, fresh lime juice. And with som tam, I want to squeeze from a fresh lime and then throw in the whole skin. No, you're not going to eat that, but the essential oils from the skin, all that wonderful lime flavor, once we pound everything, will come out and flavor the salad, okay? So that's very important. No bottled lime juice for this. And look, I found these tiny limes that are the size of the ones in Thailand. It's perfect. You don't have to put all the zest in there, but you know, you want to put a few. Okay. Now, in addition to lime, I'm also going to add tamarind paste. Optional. If you don't have it, you don't have to use it. You can do all lime if you want. It's not a big deal. For saltiness, we want regular fish sauce. And then the thing that makes this a Lao style papaya salad, a must-have ingredient, is what we call Pla Ra, which is a fermented fish sauce. But unlike our regular old fish sauce, which is also fermented, Pla Ra is made from freshwater fish and not anchovies like the regular fish sauce. And it's cloudier and thicker and full-bodied because there's like dissolved fish bits in here. Sometimes it's also made with rice bran, and the commercial products will have herbs and seasonings added. It's salty, just like fish sauce. It's funky, just like regular fish sauce, but funkier, and absolutely packed with umami. This is the identifying flavor of a tam lao. If you don't have this, you cannot make a tam lao, period. Okay, but you can find this at many Asian grocery stores. Wherever you go get your Thai ingredients, likely they're gonna have one. They come in different colors, different flavors, because, you know, unlike regular fish sauce, people have different recipes, so they can taste quite different from one brand to another. I really like this one, not sponsored. Whatever one you have, it'll work. All right, so that goes into our crock. And that's it. Now at this point, you just want to get all your liquid seasoning to mix in with all the sugar and everything. Oh my God, that smells so good. Oh, I almost forgot. One very important ingredient, almost forgot. If you want this to taste like it does in Thailand, or in Laos for that matter, you have to add MSG. You will not find a tam lao in Thailand that doesn't have MSG. Like, this is such a prized ingredient in northeastern Thailand and it just makes this even more umami in addition to the pla ra that we just add. You don't have to add it if you don't want to. I'm just saying that if you want this to taste like in Thailand, just a little sprinkle. You don't need a lot. In Thai, by the way, this is called pong shu rot, which literally translates to flavor elevating powder. That's what you do. You're elevating the flavor of your som tam. Give that a quick mix. And now, the most important technique is adding the papaya and getting everything mixed in. So you want to add all of your, did I have everything in here? Okay, yes, I got everything. All the papaya goes in, and as you can see with this size, I'm pretty much maxed out. And then the technique is what I call the pound and flip. So what you do is you flip so that the dressing kind of coats the papaya, and then you do a couple of pounds. Flip, pound, and the idea is you're bruising the papaya and forcing it to absorb the dressing, because the papaya itself doesn't have a whole lot of flavor and it's quite firm. So without the pounding, you know, it's not gonna really absorb much flavor. And that's it. You don't need a lot and you're done. The smell is killing me. I want to eat this right now. Look at this. Ah! Oh my God. So because of the pla ra, Tam Lao is going to look a little more brown than the Thai-style papaya salad. You have no idea how much self-control it is taking me to not eat this right now, because before I eat it, I want to show you the, like salivating, I can't even talk. I want to show you the other method to do it without the papaya salad. But one last thing. So a lot of times, Tam Lao in Thailand, they will put this kind of seeds on top that is called met gratin. I don't even know what it is in English, but they look exactly, almost exactly like pumpkin seeds. So I thought, hey, why don't I just put pumpkin seeds in instead? It'll be crunchy and nutty, just like met gratin. And it kind of looks like met gratin too, and it works really well. The Thai style has peanuts. Tam Lao usually doesn't use peanuts. All right, now let me show you the alternative method. First, you want to chop your palm sugar really small so they dissolve easily. Then combine it with the fish sauce and the lime juice, and then give it a good stir until the sugar is mostly dissolved. You'll still have some chunks, but leave that for now while you prep other things. By the time you need it, the sugar will have softened enough so you can smash the lumps with a spoon. Then you can add your tamarind and your pla ra, and I didn't add these earlier because the sugar lumps would have been hard to see in the cloudy dressing. Oh, and don't forget the flavor elevating powder if you wish. Now the garlic. You want to grate it into a mixing bowl, or you can use a garlic press. Then finely mince your chilies and then add them in as well. For the beans, this is the fun part. Just use whatever you've got and whack them until they split open, and then cut them into pieces and add them to the bowl. Add the tomatoes, and now you're going to use gloved hands to mash the tomatoes and get the juices going. Just massage everything. Gloves are important because remember, there are chilies in here. Now the dressing goes in, and then give everything a mix. And then you can add the papaya shreds and then give everything a nice Thai massage, or as we say in Thai, khayam, khayam, khayam. Remember, the idea is to bruise the papaya, which will allow it to better absorb the dressing. And that is that. You can plate it and top it with the pumpkin seeds, and you can't even tell this was made without the mortar and pestle. See? Easy peasy, two different ways. Now, for those of you who have a smaller mortar and pestle, like a stone one like this, you can also do everything in here up until it's time to add the papaya, then transfer into a mixing bowl, and then hand massage like I showed you just now. Lots of ways to go about it. Now, a major FAQ. What if you don't have green papaya? What can you use instead? Actually, lots of things. You can use any kind of crunchy vegetables that are relatively neutral flavored. So kohlrabi is a good substitute. You peel it and you hand chop it. It's gonna taste a little bit like broccoli stems. You can use broccoli stems if you've got them. Or you can do all carrots. You can do cucumber. We make that in Thailand as well. And in my book, Sabai, I have a version that uses purple cabbage, which makes it look so pretty, and it's like the best coleslaw you've ever had in your life. Okay, so lots of different options, and on hotthaikitchen.com, where the recipe will be, I will include all the different options for substitutions. Finally, eating time. So to serve, the classic accompaniment is sticky rice. It's kind of a must-have. It's really good to use the sticky rice to dip into the dressing. I'll include how to make that in the description below. You can also serve it with khanom jin or Vietnamese-style rice vermicelli. You can even mix it right in the mortar and pestle too. Like, it goes really well together. And if you want something crispy, crunchy and crispy and fatty, you can do crispy pork rind or kep mu. Also go together really, really well. All right, time to eat. So good. Follow it up with sticky rice. Life is complete. I'm telling you, it's got everything. Sour, spicy, salty, super umami, and the chewy sticky rice, all the textures. Oh my gosh. Compared to the Thai style papaya salad, this feels more full-bodied. Like, it almost feels meaty because of the extra umami from the pla ra. And in Thai, we have a word called nua, which is the Isan dialect. And the word nua just means like so umami, but in a really delicious connotation. Like when you say something is nua, it's like, oh, it's so deliciously umami. It is so satisfying. That is what this is. It is an experience you must have, and it's really easy to do as long as you have all the tricks that we've talked about. So I really encourage you to give it a go. The recipe, as always, will be on hotthaikitchen.com. A special thanks to all of our Patreon members who help support the show. If you want to know what that's all about, how you can join my private Discord so we can chat all about our favorite papaya salads, I'll link to that in the description below. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time. Sawadee ka.